Say hi. Hi guys, welcome to Brains on the Beat. If you're new here, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you're oldie but goodie, thank you for staying tuned to your girl. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about lawyers in Jamaica. And if you guys haven't realized, we've seen a rapid incline of lawyers being held criminally for doing criminal things, whether it's stealing people's property and putting it underneath their name, swindling or scamming overseas Jamaican residents, taking their money and saying that they're going to buy land or buy property, and they don't do it. And a lot of people have fallen victim to this type of scam, and now is when 1 and 2 of these lawyers are actually getting charged for it. And quite frankly, I don't feel like enough of them are getting charged for it, but that's for a whole nother video. Let's get into this article. It says, since the early 2000s, I have tried on more than one occasion to acquire a property in Jamaica and failed. My failure is linked mostly to my refusal to work with lawyers who should not be in the service industry. In July of 2018, I identified property in Jamaica that I wanted to purchase, having been pre-approved for a loan. 14 months later, I'm still not able to close. In my case, the loan pre-qualification period expired even before I received an execution or executed contract, which meant I needed to restart the process and resubmit all the paperwork. I discovered other issues with the property during the process and asked for my initial deposit back. It took weeks and several telephone calls, emails to have the money refunded. After the initial purchase demised in February 2019, I decided to do a cash sale. I asked my agent if I could change the buyer's lawyers and was told no. The parties agreed that this time the entire process would take 60 days. Honestly, when you're going through things with lawyers and you're overseas, you need to have everything in writing and documented and signed by both you and them, because they have this tendency to renege on stuff, whether it's through a verbal conversation or verbal contract. You can't use verbal contracts with Jamaican lawyers. Okay, don't do it. This means I had to pay the buyer's lawyers twice and pay my lawyer twice. Wow. 7 months after I started the 60-day cash sale process, I'm still not closed. I've spoken to a number of returning residents who have had similar experiences and, like me, have lost money in the process. Here is why. The real estate industry in Jamaica is primarily controlled by lawyers who are more interested in their financial well-being than the interests of their clients. The longer they keep the client's money, the more money they make, which means they have no incentive to expedite the process. Little resources are available to the contractual parties or even real estate agents. There is a better way. Here is how. Reduce or eliminate the role of lawyers and give more control of the process to the realtors and the mortgagee. U.S. transactions. United States real estate transactions are efficient and can take as little as 14 to 13 days from identifying the property to closing. The new system would improve the processing time and immune with transparency. The current system penalizes buyers, erodes trust, and degrades credibility of lawyers. The process may be improved in the following way. The buyer identifies a property. The buyer or retail broker prepares an offer. Send the offer to the seller, agent, or broker within the maximum time limit of 72 hours for a response. Accept, reject, or counter offer with time limits. Once the offer is accepted, the buyer retailer completes the contract, which is pro forma. Appendices are added to the standard language to facilitate any special term or condition not provided for in the pro forma. The contract is then signed by the buyer and sent to the seller. The approximate closing period is stipulated in the contract with consequences for non-compliance by both parties. Once the contract is fully executed, which would outline funding source and other necessary conditions, the deposit is made. The deposit is held by the broker or the title company. Communications between the mortgagee, buyer, buyer agent, seller, seller agent, and the title company is escalated at this point to the necessary governmental requirements, mortgage processing, and any other actions the parties are obligated or wish to do. The title search is done by the title company, which usually facilitates the closing. It would not be necessary or required for a buyer or seller to hire a lawyer. Prior to closing, the parties receive a settlement statement for review, which details the monetary obligations, receipts of the contract parties. On the day of or day prior to closing, the buyer is given the opportunity to walk the property to ensure that the conditions have been adhered to. For closing, all the parties meet at the title company. The final papers are signed, checks are exchanged, and house keys handed over to the buyer. And honestly, I agree with everything that is said about improving the whole process of buying property in Jamaica. Too many times we have seen returning residents especially try to acquire property in Jamaica and they're scammed out of their hard working money. And I had no clue that you had to hire a lawyer in Jamaica to actually acquire property. That is something that is very backwards to me. Normally a real estate agent or a broker handles stuff like that, so I don't know why a lawyer would need to intervene, but that's neither here nor there. We see with a lot of processes in Jamaica, and real estate is no different. It's backwards. I know a lot of people that have come to me about one particular lawyer in Jamaica, and I did a whole video on it. You guys can check that one out. I think these lawyers have to comply to rules and regulations, or they're just doing what they want because they have that degree. What are your thoughts on buying or acquiring property in Jamaica? If you have gone through it before, write in the comment section how it went, what are your tips and tricks, and tell me if you think that there's anything else that need to be added to that list to improve the way land or real estate is acquired in Jamaica. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.